You are live.
Streaming live. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another EGH Paranormal show. Been a pretty busy week. Hope you're all okay. What weather this week, eh? Really, really strange. And apparently it's going to be that way tomorrow. So we're back to that tomorrow. So hope you've all had a good week covering that, though. And see you. Don't know what we're talking about tonight. If everybody just let me know if you can hear and see me okay, that would be good. Hopefully I should be live. I haven't got any comments yet. Yeah, don't really know what we're going to talk about. I have got a subject I'm going to run past Russ, so that should be good. Yeah, so there we are. Funny old weather. Shop's been quiet this week, so not good. But then I suppose people are not going to venture out if you can get out. I suppose it'd be good if you had a boat in some areas. But yeah, hope your week's good, and hope you can all see and hear me. I'm sure Russ will let me know in a minute. If anybody could just put in the comments that you could see. Went to see Uncanny on Monday. Hi, Steph. Hope you're okay. Hope you can see and hear me. Yeah, we went to see Uncanny on Monday. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Right. I tell you, I know I'm going out now, so that's good.
You've got 6 people watching.
Have I? Good.
Let's go live on TikTok. That's loading up as well. 3, 2, 1. Live on TikTok.
Wow.
You can now receive hello TikTok world. Hello TikTok world. That still baffles me, TikTok world. So hello TikTok world.
I wouldn't even go there, but hello TikTok world.
Yeah. I'm hoping TikTok world can hear you.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm hoping TikTok world can hear you all. I have left that. Can you hear feedback?
Nope, not at all.
That's all right. That's all right then.
Really good. Really clear, really good. Across the airwaves tonight.
Across the airways tonight. Put that on mute.
Yeah,
That might go. Hello, everybody on TikTok. So everybody's joining in.
So I take it people are watching you already then on TikTok.
They already are, and if they can want to, they will hit that like button for me. That would be great if you could hit that like button. Thank you for joining us tonight on TikTok. We're just waiting for the show to start. So if you are on TikTok and you are wanting to join us tonight, we go live at 8 o'clock with Pulse Talk Radio. So we're just waiting for our host broadcaster to kick us in. We've got 1 minute till we start going. So hit that like button for us.
Cheryl?
Yeah, Cheryl is on YouTube as well. We are trending. Oh. Apparently, we are trending. Don't quite know what trending means, but hit that like button for us. Would be splendid if you could over on TikTok. Hit that like button for us on TikTok as well, because we are going. Let's start it. I've been clearance to go. That's off. That's off. Microphone off there. So, are we ready to go?
Yep. There's a lever, buddy.
As a duly designated representative of the city, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension.
Here we go.
Whoa. Just hold up 1 minute there. It's not who you're going to call, but it's who you're going to listen to. And if you ain't afraid of no ghosts, stay tuned for the EGH Paranormal Talk Show.
Good evening, guys, and welcome to the EGH Paranormal Talk Show, live and exclusive on Pulse Talk Radio. I shouldn't say live and exclusive, just on one. Now, we are also streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So, welcome to the EGH Paranormal Talk Show. And it's good. It's Friday, the 3rd of November. I'm expecting a lot of people to be out listening to their fireworks, watching the fireworks go up. But there is some people that are still, into the show. We've got lovely Sarah. We've got all the people that are joining us over on TikTok. So please hit that like button. We set a goal. Every week we set a goal. So 5,000 is our goal for the lovely world of TikTok for the next 2 hours. So thank you for everyone that is joining us over on TikTok. Thank you for everyone that is joining us on YouTube and on Facebook. And once again, my lovely co-host is with us, Simon. Welcome.
Evening, mate.
How are we?
Good week. Yeah, good.
Well, I've had a week
Good
off,
week.
so it's all right.
Long time no see, really, isn't
Yeah. Yeah.
it?
I'm sorry for anyone that can hear me on Pulse Talk Radio, but I've just stuck a Werther's Original in my mouth, so they'll be hearing me go on Facebook, so I do apologise. You've got Sarah Murphy over on TikTok is saying, hello, Simon. I hope you can hear Simon. I've left the speakers up, so I'm hoping that the wonderful world of TikTok is hearing you as well, Simon. So
Good,
say hello
good.
to the TikTok world.
Hello, TikTok world. Hope you're all okay.
So no, thank you ever so much for everyone to join us tonight. It's been a bit of a busy week. We start off with we might as well talk shop details first. It's been a busy week, some new acquisitions that have turned up in the shop this week, isn't there?
Yeah, some beautiful amethyst churches. 2 of them to be precise. And they are lovely.
Which is good. So that is fantastic. New stock. Not only have we got just amethyst churches, but we've also got new figurines that have come in. We have also got some more crystals that have also come in. So make sure you
spinners. Got to mention the spinners. They are great. They are great.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I do think they're good. I thought they were really good. I didn't think they were going to be like that. It took me about half hour to put together, though.
I bet it did. We're getting sent treasure boxes, whatever they are. Thank you, Sarah, for sending us some treasure boxes today. She's asking you, how are you, Simon? Hope you are good. She said, sound check is good.
Says what?
She said, sound check is all good. They can hear you.
Thank you. Yeah, all good. Thank you, Sarah.
Apparently, you're a cheeky Cinderella. Apparently, I don't know if that's me or
Christian, behave.
I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't think this is on TikTok. This is on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a cheeky Cinderella. So, thank you for ever said that. Me, yes, me. I'm a cheeky Cinderella. That's fine. We've got lovely Christian in the chat tonight. Cheryl, Stephanie, and Sophie looking forward for ghost hunts next year. All been released. Yes. If you head over to www.essexghosthunters.co.uk, all the events for next year have been released. So if you want to join us on an investigation next year, head over to that, www.essexghosthunters.co.uk, and you will find all the events over there. Some pretty good ones. But I don't know what that is, but something's just come in. But I don't know if it's anything to do with us. No, Lisa is watching. Hello, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
We've got an event coming up in a couple of weeks' time over in the the not so secret.
Next Friday, mate. Not a couple of weeks. Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
So we've got the secret nuclear bunker. It's not so secret.
Yeah, but it's what's the secret done in there. That's what the secret is.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
What's this question come through? Are you planning on doing one at the yard in Kent?
No.
I don't know what yard, to be fair. I can't help. I don't quite get the question. I don't know one at the yard
in Kent.
I've never heard of a location called the Yard. So,
but that'd be good. If it's a new location, that's good.
Builder's Yard, as Joe put. Christian, shush. Okay, Christian, behave. So if we are going to start the show, we're looking into the Yard. I don't quite know what it is. If it's a location, is it a? I don't really know.
Is it the barnyard? Horse yard?
Couldn't tell you. I don't quite know. Sophie, I
found a barnyard in Sittingbourne, but
I've got Chatham Dockyard. You know, yeah. I'm a bit lost on the location. Horse yard.
I think it is. No, it's barnyard. It does weddings. That usually puts us out if it's a barnyard. It does weddings, so that usually puts us out.
Yeah, I say I
asked that question.
Sittingbourne one sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's called the Barnyard, but it's a wedding venue. It's quite a big house by the looks of it, luxury barn.
To be fair, I don't know if this person is associated with Jane, because that's Jane and Al, because that would be based in Sittingbourne. That's Sittingbourne,
yeah.
But I don't really know. I can't. We haven't got anything planned for any yard. But if you've got anything that would, yes, Jane and Al, yeah, that's a private residence. So no events will be public made there. That's a private location. So no events would be there unless Jane and Al. If you know Jane and Al and you want to speak to them, that's I can't push that one because it's not that way. No. It's not an event. It's not a location for an event, and I very much doubt it would. The locals would like us for that one. Something is happening major on TikTok because we're flying on views on TikTok. Welcome to everybody that is joining us on TikTok. 58 people. Welcome. Please share, hit that like button for us. There is a topic tonight. We're going to hand this one over to Simon. He's going to start the topic for tonight and we will go from there. But the goal tonight on TikTok is 5,000 likes. So please hit that like button for us and get us to 5,000 likes. That's all I ask for on TikTok. But no, Simon, I hand over to you.
Okay. Right. Well, I was thinking about it earlier, as I do and we sort of do for topics of the show. We often get asked the scariest. We often get asked the most active. But I just got to thinking, what was my most memorable? Because it doesn't have to be the scariest and it doesn't have to be the most active. So I sort of started to get, okay, Ball is probably one of my most memorable because I've been back there and I was there in my teens and I've been there in my 60s. So that spanned nearly all my ghost hunting time, if you like. But that takes me back to a story, and the stories you often forget. So they're stuck in the memory somewhere. And the one that I really come up with is me and my friend Tony, always going around to Bawley, and he lived out Braintree Way in a big country house. And this could go on uncanny, actually. And it didn't cross my mind until he actually reminded me about 3 months ago when he came into the shop. And he said, do you remember when we went out? It used to be a nightclub called the Viking. Since I found out, it still exists, but it's not called the Viking anymore because it burnt down in the 90s. But they've rebuilt it as something else. I think it's called Memories or something now. And it was in Castle Headingham. So quite near Bawley. So I think we've been out to Bawley. Then we go to a nightclub. And I was with a girlfriend of my ex-wife at the time, I think, and Tony. And we'd driven and we'd been to this nightclub. And in this nightclub, we'd sat, we'd had a few drinks, and we were talking. Got talking to a bloke there. I can't even remember his name, but we sort of went into it, and he invited us to a party.
What a random did.
Yeah, so we'd gone into the nightclub. We weren't drinking much because Tony was driving, and we hadn't been there long. We'd been to this nightclub a few times, and we'd never seen this guy. And he said, "Would you like to come to a party?" And Tony, being Tony, he was a bit nutty anyway. And even if he's watching it, he won't mind me saying that. Said, "Yeah, we'll come to your party. Where we got to go?" So he said, "Oh, just give us a lift and we'll take you there." So he got into the front of the car. We drove probably for about 10, 15 minutes from this nightclub. We arrived at this massive house. It was massive. Drove up the driveway, went into the kitchen and sat down. So he disappeared. This guy totally disappeared. Must have been 10, 15 minutes. And there's nobody else in the house. So it was really quiet. You're out in the middle of the country. And no, not that sort of party.
I think we know where this could be going. As
No.
Joe has put key and keys in a bowl. So people are picking up already.
It's your dirty minds. No, this is just your dirty minds because it certainly wasn't that. So don't like the parties you go to, you two. Anyway, so we sat there, and then he appeared again and said, "Would you like a drink?" And for some reason, I said, "No, thank you." And I think somebody had a coffee, wasn't there? He disappeared again. And all of a sudden, we started to panic because we didn't know where we were. The car's parked out in the driveway. So we said, "Well, what do you do?" So Tony went off to find him, and he couldn't find him in this house. And I don't know how far he went because I weren't going anywhere because I was bricking it at the time. So he said, "I can't find him." So I said, "Right, we're out of here. We're out of this house. We get into your car and we drive like the clappers." So it's exactly what we did. We went out. I think we went out the back door and out into the car. The car wouldn't turn. So there we are, really crapping ourselves. And we could see this bloke now. This bloke was in the kitchen. So the car finally went off and we drove. So we got out. But we went back next day to find this house. We never found that house. And he was searching. He searched for, I don't know. I think he said he's still searching now if he's out that way.
Right. So let's just recap on that because that sounds we could go down quite a few little avenues with this one. Let's just want to say thank you to everybody that has joined on TikTok. It's been just great for you. Please share. Please hit that like button. W Socket has said highlight of my week. These. So thank you for joining us tonight. As I said, I like a goal. 5,000 goal on TikTok. So thank you for joining. Thank you for all the comments coming through. Also on Facebook and YouTube. So please keep them coming. So let's look at this in a strange way, if that makes sense.
I've only got really sort of a vague memory of it. But it's stuck in my memory.
So we could be
only talking to him. It's come back into my memory.
So let's look at this as this. So how do you feel it is? Give me your honest answer to it. Do you feel like you had obviously we've had a paranormal experience, yeah, but in what sort of sense are we talking here? Because it could be a time slip. It could be if you can't find the location, it could be an out of body.
It could be found. That it cannot be. He couldn't find it. We couldn't find it. We looked next day.
There, look, it's a house from the Rocky Horror Show. I think you remember going to the nightclub.
No,
I won't say that one.
Yeah, I wasn't Christian. I hadn't been drunk. I hadn't done. I certainly wasn't drunk. I certainly was of sound mind.
So be absolutely clear with this.
Yeah.
What because if obviously this is a memory that you've now associated with something paranormal. It can't just be that you've associated it because you can't find the house, because you could.
No, we were talking in the nightclub in the car about Baldy Rectory. Probably more so in the car going back to this house. We were talking about Baldy Rectory because he actually said to us, "Have you ever been to Baldy Rectory?" And we said, "Yeah, all the time."
I got Sarah Murphy over on TikTok has said, thoughts on deja vu being a memory from the past or an alternative reality.
Yeah, but this definitely happened. But I for some reason it went out of my mind till about 2-3 months ago, whenever Tony was in the shop and talked to me and said, "Do you remember when we went to that house?" And I went, "Holy crap, yes I do. Yes, I do." And he said, "I've never been able to find that house. We couldn't find it the next day." So God knows where we were. I can remember the house. I can actually remember driving a massive driveway. It was a massive driveway because I thought, as we were driving back out the house, I thought if we get to the driveway, if we get out this driveway and on the road, we're okay.
So I just need to sort of obviously. It's what I'm trying to get you to say, or trying to sort of get you to answer, is at what point are you associating this with sort of a paranormal thing?
Probably in the car afterwards when we were coming back, because that's when we were sort of panicking. Well, we were panicking in the house because that was reality. You thought, what's going to happen to us? Was this guy an axe murderer? Was this guy whatever he was? We didn't know.
But so, he said a party.
Yeah, there was no.
And there was no party.
That was only, yeah.
You'd be associating that with.
Yeah, we expected to see lights, bang bang, and we thought, oh well, perhaps the people will come in as you go into his house. Perhaps he's invited more. But we sat there for a good 20 minutes. Where he went, I don't know. And that's when I think we started to panic, because I don't think I had a drink for that reason. So I'm not touching anything here, because I thought he might drag us or whatever he was doing. And I said, then we got to look for a chance to get out, and that's exactly what we did. And then he said then he was going to the toilet.
Yeah, I think people are trying to push what Russ is saying. So, what was certain things making you think it's paranormal?
Because we couldn't find the place afterwards. It's never been found since. We took the same route from the Viking nightclub, so we would have found it. It's not like it was an hour away. It was quite a close journey, so it was probably 10-15 minutes in the car.
Okay.
So what makes me think it's paranormal now? I just think it's very, very strange.
Yeah, I suppose I'm not going to read that comment out, Christian. You naughty. Was it because you was at Bawley?
Quite possibly.
I'm sort of going down. I'm going down this time slip or alternate reality sort of moment here. There's obviously something in your brain that has gone, this is paranormal. For you to be bringing it up, but I just don't know what
because it
would be. I'm being told I can open up the. By the way, the treasure boxes can be claimed for coins. I don't know how to open it. I do apologise. I don't know how to open up treasure boxes. Hold on. Don't know how to do it. So I do apologise. Hold on.
I suppose it could have been a time slip. Yeah. It could have been. But I just remember this guy being quite funny looking as well. it just didn't ring quite true. To put it this way, I'd have probably reacted the same way today as I did then. Let's just get out of here.
So,
yes, I did chat to the guy.
So we're assuming, right? It doesn't, even if you're chatting to the guy, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not paranormal because he could still not be living. Quite funny looking. You talking about me? Joe has asked, did you chat to the guy? Was he solid physically?
Well, he got in the front seat of my friend's car. He got in the front seat of Tony's car to give him directions to the house. That's how I remembered directions from the nightclub to the house.
I lived in Kersey, Suffolk, and there were a few reports there of time slips. I think the time slip is coming into fashion. The time slip is now is coming into to fashion at the moment, and it could be an alternate reality here. It could be, but in a way that what you saw at the time wasn't what you saw the next day.
It could be. We couldn't find. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. We traced their steps. Yeah.
But if you think if we look at not scientifically, but if we look at the logic side of things of of maybe alternate reality or a time slip, is that if you think about it, when you saw the long driveway, was it a big house?
Yes, massive.
So a massive house, sort of country estate sort of looking house. And, for me, maybe that time slip was sort of going back in time of where the new house that you was at was on. Maybe there was some sort of an estate there prior to that, and the next day it was totally different. Yes, you was in that house, but
see, Tony used to live in an old massive house as well, so that's how we got out to be that way. That's how I got to know Baldy back in those days. That's how I got to know Castle Hedingham around there. But it was weird.
Yeah, but my question being is, was your body
actually connected? Yes, we saw things together quite a lot, Joe. Yeah, it was connected, not in the way I'm connected now, but we knew things there. We saw things together. We experienced ghosts back then when we was, I think we were 17 or 18. I could have only been 19 at this nightclub. We could have only been 19.
But this is what I'm saying. It feels like there's something in you at the moment that is very much associating this with a spiritual or a paranormal event.
Yeah, I think, yes. I would say it's a paranormal event. Looking back on the facts now, I'm looking back on. At the time, maybe not, because we were just trying to find this guy again to where we've been. And if anything, I would have thought at the time perhaps he was a bit of a nutter, bit of a loner. But now, knowing what I know now, I've associated it as being a paranormal event or time slip or whatever you want to call it.
That's the question that we're talking. What is that exact point of you've called this paranormal? It's the fact is at the moment is that you've tried to locate the house and you couldn't find it. So let's look at Steph's. You may have got disorientated with fear and not looking in the right place, which is, I think, is a very good call. I think we have to look at that.
But when we were driving there, we weren't fearing anything because we thought we were going to a party, so we were just getting directed to his house. So at that point, we weren't in any kind of fearing anything. Although I was apprehensive because I don't know. I don't know why I was apprehensive, but I remember feeling not comfortable in this guy's presence for whatever reason. I wasn't comfortable with him.
There
And
seems to be there seems to be some form of issue with that. That to me, if you're not feeling comfortable, there was something not right with the whole situation. So was it?
yeah, I wasn't feeling comfortable in the car as we were driving to the house, but it wasn't. I wasn't scared, and more so, I was probably concentrating on where we were going. So, if anything, I knew where we were driving. I knew where we went. Aliens. Yeah, I knew where we
Yeah,
were going.
but why not? Why not aliens? I know obviously it doesn't fit within Christian's beliefs, but you could quite easily link that to an alien. Say if that was a loss of time, and maybe if it was not necessarily the bad aliens that we talk about, how do we know they don't program our minds to look for what we need to look at like that?
Yeah, true. True.
Let us know in the chat, guys, what you think may have happened here.
Yeah,
a little bit like
I can't tell you. Really, I can't give you an explanation of what happened, but it's obviously stuck in my memory for all those years. I am going back, 40 odd years. So to there, and something clicked when he told me the story. Something clicked, and I thought, wow, yeah, hold on, yeah, I do remember that. So I haven't talked to him. All he said, do you remember that guy's house we went and we left in a hurry? Yeah, I said, yes, I do.
To me, it sounds like you dodged one hell of a bloody big bullet.
I think we did. I think we did dodge a bullet. And I don't, because the only time
I don't quite know who we've lost. It sounds like Simon has gone. He's frozen. I don't know if it's me that has frozen or Simon that is frozen. So if anybody,
and I just pray. I think you're freezing up a bit, Russ.
One of us is freezing. I don't quite know who it is. I'm assuming the world of Facebook and YouTube will tell us. I don't quite know who froze there, but it looks like we're back together again.
Yeah, I think we are.
Right.
Good.
I never heard anything that you said. But I think I'll go back to what I said. I think you dodged a big bullet.
I think we dodged. Yeah, I do think we dodged a bullet that night in one shape or another. It's because the only time we actually saw him was when we went into the house for about 2 minutes when he came to offer us a drink. And I think Tony said, well, where's the party? And then he just went until I've got to go to the toilet now. And I think that's when I said to Tony, I think we've got to get out of here. I think we need to get out. Where's your car? We could see the car, and that's what we went for.
I think it's
if the doors have been locked, God help us.
It feels freaky. It feels really freaky. It's Simon.
Yeah.
It's Simon. You froze, so no one heard what you said. So
that's what I was saying.
Yes, that's cool. But honestly, guys, I'd be really interesting with you guys over on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook to see what you think of that. What are your, I've put mine to, I genuinely believe that, have you tried to find it looking on maps?
I don't think I've ever tried to find it looking on maps, and Lisa, I wouldn't know now where the hell it was. Unless you took me back to the Viking, is what it was called. Then I know it's still there, and then I probably could. I know Tony did quite a lot of looking into it afterwards, trying to find the house, and I couldn't find it.
It's very, very weird. Yes, see, this is the Dylan Bookshop on Bold Street. A fantastic time slip. I do think it obviously, I think that fell in line with for everyone who don't know that. This is over on TikTok. This is Sarah on TikTok that has said this one. Bold Street is a time slip theory that was witnessed by about 2 or 3 people. That they was just, this young girl or gentleman was looking in the window and just everything changed. Everything was just an old fashioned, and like they looked around and people all dressed. That's it. The ex-policeman Frank. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, there's a time slip theory which could possibly be put to you, Simon. There, yeah. I think we could look at alternate reality. There, I think the house could be, you could have gone to quite a modern house, but you've seen it in the old, the time slip theory. You could have been in a brand new build, but the time slip theory would have put you in an old-fashioned house.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, it was meeting his wife Carol, and I remember the girl, wasn't it? The girl come out the bookshop in Victorian dress, and they both looked at each other.
Liverpool or something like that.
I don't quite know. He talks about entering a dead spot first.
Yeah.
So yeah, possibly the use of old maps from the club to the house. So there's so many bits there that you could sort of, I think with today's technology and how it is, Liverpool, and that's where Sarah is from.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Sarah Mercy, my city. As much as I'm very much a believer, this sounds more like you're both almost in a life-ending situation rather than a paranormal one.
It could be, Steph. It could
Dharma be. Vibes, very, very scary either way. I do get that.
Yeah.
If it was a new build, it would have been filmed beforehand. Yeah, but this is what the time slip theory is. It may have been. I don't know, Christian. I haven't got time. Slip is very, very fresh. It's like being used a little bit more now.
Yeah. Very weird. It was very weird, but that's the sort of thing I'm talking about.
Could you have driven longer than you thought? Like when you driven on automatic, so it could be nearer the nightclub. If they
not near the nightclub, it could have been, Lisa. It could have been, but we did try and trace it the next day because we did find it really, really weird.
It sounds. It's whatever the link that I'm putting probably to the whole case here is that I think your spiritual side got you out of there.
Probably did. Yes, it probably did. And I think we were thinking of reporting it because it was such a dangerous situation. The next day we thought about it. We thought, holy crap, we could have been in a real bad situation there. But we went back, and I think that's why we tried to find the house. Then we would have probably seen. Well, I think Tony would have probably knocked at the door, to be quite honest, and said, what's going on. But
this could you? I've read that one, isn't it? How many places have you driven to only once that you can ask now? I'm pretty good, but I think it could be difficult at night.
Yeah. Yes,
I think we can take everything into it, into the situation, and how it made you feel. there could, you know, this one is very much an uncanny story because it sits on both sides of the fence. I think we've got the Steph side of it, you know, that fear factor that, you know, that played a massive part in this.
Yeah. Yeah. To be quite honest, I could go either one. I don't know whether we're in a situation where we were in danger or whether it was a paranormal experience. My mind is saying now, probably more so paranormal than it was back then.
Question for you.
Did this man have weird vibes at the nightclub? I can't really remember talking to him at the nightclub. I remember talking to him in the car more than anything, Lisa. I know Tony was talking to him. But no, not really. And because I don't think we'd have gone with him. If we'd have sort of, if
Most men have weird vibes.
yeah, I don't think we'd have gone with him if I thought we were in that danger or he was that weird. But then again, I suppose we were going to a party. I don't know.
If this house was potentially haunted, then what's to say that the energies of the house didn't say, get out, save yourself?
It could have been, and very much so where it was based, Bawley, before I knew really anything about Bawley. I'd been to Bawley Church with Tony, but it was only a drive. I was scared of it. I wouldn't get out of the car, very much so.
So just out of interest, if you was now dropped at the Viking nightclub, was it the Viking nightclub? Do you think you would be able to remember your journey, potential journey to that home?
Not clear enough to take me there. No.
So we can't even do that as an experiment to find the night. And obviously there's a lot of things that are going to have changed.
I can probably contact Tony, who would probably know, because I know he looked for it probably a long time after I did, because that was in his neck of the woods. I didn't drive at the time, so that was in his neck of the woods. So he would have done much more, tried to find that afterwards.
You know, we have a lot of things that could sort of, you know, that could manage not to, you know, this one sits very much on that great uncanny story because it has both sides of the spectrum here. That, you know, I think, me personally, I think your spirit intervened and got you out of that house. And I'm with Steph a little bit. I think that the way was a very scary situation. I think it was like, holy crap, what could go on here?
Yeah.
That's how I would see it.
But the way I looked at it then, if he was wanting to do us damage, the doors would have been locked. We wouldn't have been able to get out of that house.
No, true.
And we walked out. We did. We moved pretty fast out of the house.
Did he try and come out and get you?
Yeah, when we were in the car, he'd come out of the house. And the car was going, you know, and he just, then it went. And we just
freaky. Very, very freaky. Whatever the story, it's a freaky story.
It was a really freaky story. It was. Yeah. But that's the sort of thing. That's the sort of thing that sits at the back of your mind. That's what I'm saying. Memories. It's that sort of thing.
The thing is, I don't know if I've got any memories as such.
Yeah, but you always get asked if you've got right? Your scary ones, you always get asked your most active ones. But then look at us, another one. Look at Cannock Chase, for example. You know,
Yeah,
it's not one we would normally talk about.
Lisa's put. Was he dressed normally for the time?
He was weird
That's-
looking, Lise. He was weird looking. Something stuck in my mind that even now, I'm trying to visualize his face and I can't, but something was weird about him.
So I'm gonna. It's strange. The whole I can't fit it into the paranormal, but there's something there that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, there is something there that doesn't seem right. And to be honest, I hadn't thought of it until about 3 months ago, when Tony said to me, "Do you remember that bloke?" So it's something I put really the back of my mind as well. And does it scare me now to think about what could have happened? And probably, yeah, it does. The thing is, I don't think. How can I say? I don't think any of us were meant to get out of that house, but that's my feelings now.
It's odd. It's
Yeah.
very, very odd. And the good thing is you got out of that house.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
That is the main thing. Not
If
to
you're
change-
listening to that person and you had 3 people in your house about 43 years ago, please could you put your comments either in TikTok or on here?
Joe, just hold that there for a minute because we have had a question come in on TikTok. So let me just go there. It's a bit of a. It says this is a random, but if you could go back in time, what you pretend to invent something that had not been invented yet been invented.
So what
If you
they
could go
asking?
back in time,
Yeah.
what would you pretend to invent something that had not?
What would I pretend to invent? The nuclear bomb. I'd pretend not to invent so I could get rid of it. There you go.
But I don't know if that's the actual had not.
No.
I think it's something that you could pretend. Would you pretend to invent? Would you pretend to invent? Would you to make your money?
To make me money.
Well, I think the mobile phone has got to be up there, isn't it? You know,
It's got to be
the
one
first
of them.
person who made the mobile phone.
Motor car.
Yeah, I think anything really. Something so
Aeroplane. Yeah.
aeroplane. Yeah, anything really. Television, telephone,
Yeah.
the light bulb, anything. What could I pretend? I don't think I could get away with pretending. I'm not that clever, Sarah. I'm really not that clever, so I couldn't. I wouldn't get away with inventing anything. To be fair, I'm far from that clever. So, let's just put this one. 43 years ago, Si barely looked a day over 30.
I love you, Kerr. I love you, Chris.
Right. Question. Mr. Downs has asked, do you still use the stick man technology? It's still there. It is in the field.
Do we use it?
It's very hard to use, to be fair. We have used it. We've got some good results. But we've also got Sarah's just put, I'd pretend and wrote so many songs and be a famous singer.
Yeah.
I like it. I do like that one. Imagine Britney Spears back in the 50s. They would. So it's a little bit like the end of Back to the Future, isn't it?
Yeah.
When he plays Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
Is it? when
Yeah,
he plays the guitar, and they all look at him and think, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
it.
that would be so. You know, yeah, I get what you're saying. So yeah, I'd probably do that. Yeah, invent a song, and make everyone's jaw drop for a couple of minutes, and then see how it goes. Stickman technology. We don't use it because obviously on events it's so hard to just leave it up and everyone to have a go at it. If it was easier to set up, I think there is obviously something probably on the phones now that you can use.
There is, yes, yeah. I
But
think,
is what I will say is that it doesn't. The phones do not use the same technology as what the actual Stickman technology is, because it can't. So for the benefit of the actual Stickman that actually come to light in the Paranormal Activity films with the Xbox 360 games, where you could, and is what it does is it sends out hundreds of lasers in like infrared lasers, and is what it does, it picks up like the depth of field. So if it's got something in front of it that simulates a human, it's looking for human shape at all points. So I'm just, you know, it's just, and the phone can't do that. So the phone and the actual technology is, yes, it can create a lot of, is it, do you think it's a good, reliable tool? I think it is a good, reliable tool. Right, take care, Sarah. Thank you ever so much for watching tonight over on TikTok. Right, got to shoot. Dogs need her nighttime walk. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Over on TikTok. I really appreciate it, guys. Please share and like on TikTok. Let's get, well, we've got to our goal of 5,000 already. Yeah, but it doesn't work in the same way as the actual Xbox One does, Christian. Let's go down the questions before I start, because I'm trying to go all over the place. Xbox, yes, it is. Is it reliable? With Lisa's comment there, Stickman said it's not that good. It tries to create a body, lots of false positive. So yes, it does, but I think you do have to take in the equation of what you're seeing with your eyes as well. It has, you've got to remember it's looking for a human.
yeah,
The actual,
surely any piece of equipment that you're asking spirit to affect, it will affect, in theory.
yes, but I think we
that
could
would be my view on it. No matter what it's on, if it's on your mobile or anything, or any platform, if you're actually going to ask spirit to affect, it will.
Yeah, but you've also got to remember that there is also the double-edged sword to that most of the technology used within the paranormal field is not used for paranormal studies. It's all being made.
I get that.
Everything that, you know, we look at let's take the voice phenomena, for example. You know, I think we could, anything that is generating a word, I think we can pretty much shoehorn it into anything. Unless it's saying a name that we've said. So we look, you know, you look at everything like that. Yes, I do think it can create false positives. And with with Joe as well in this one, it worked well in Jay's factory.
Absolutely.
But we are also looking, you've got to realize that this technology is trying to locate a human shape. That's what its job, because it is Xbox technology that is a game that needs a human. So say if you was playing tennis, it's looking for a human to do the arm movements to hit the ball back. So it's looking for a human shape. Now we look at the human body, and the human eyesight is programmed to look for a face in virtually everything that we see. In patterns, your eyes, your brain is trying to look for a face at all points. So if we look at the actual that is also trying to look for a human. It only takes a dark spot with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of reference that can resemble a human shadow, and that will instantly pick up on it. So you could look at it both ways, to be fair.
Yeah, and I think if you're using it, if you're specifically asking to do something on a paranormal investigation or an event, and you like Joe said, it works. When he did it, the person at the bar, it did. It absolutely did. It worked at the factory. We were calling Spirit forward. Yeah. So I believe, at that point, Spirit are interacting with that equipment. That's what I believe. If we were asking for it, not all the time. If you're just going to stick it on your phone, and of course it's going to show things. But again, word generators, anything like that.
So it isn't looking for human all the time. Yes, it's looking for a human shape all the time. That's what it's programmed to do. It's programmed to look for a human shape. It's trying. The only thing that the software's got in its mind is any point of shape that looks like a human. So, for example, if you stuck, you could put a tin of baked beans at the top. You could put a tin of baked beans underneath it. Shoulders at certain points, and then that will fixate on thinking it picks up a shape. It's picking up, but you've got to also remember, Joe, that a dog has that same resemblance of, that it's looking for head, shoulders, arms. Doesn't matter what orientation you look at it, it's always trying to look. I know it sounds. I haven't got a bit of paper, but if you notice how a stickman works, it only gives you. I'm just drawing quick points of reference, like so. But that's what it's trying to. That's what it's trying to do. That's what it's trying to find. That's what it's programmed to look for. Not in them many things, but that is what it's trying to pick up at all points. So even if you sort of...
So you're saying that it doesn't work at all then?
No, I think you have to, would I say, is what I would say is where was it? Diddly do, let me have a look. The person at the bar, the only thing that I would say was different from the person at the bar to anything else is that I think it was Jonesy or someone was actually putting their hand out, and that thing was moving towards the house. The hand, that's making a movement towards what, you're putting your hand there and saying, Spirit, touch my hand. And that's moving towards that. That to me says that's the reaction that it's having. It's moving, that the actual infrared is picking up on a movement, not only from the person, but in spirit. It uses 1,000 to dot maps. Additional program software is used in cameras to like 3 points of specific difference apart. So that's what I'm saying. It's looking for that shape all the time. And that's why you see, when you see, like your grid laser.
Yeah.
You can't physically see the light, the beams. But if you look at it through the grid laser, you see all them dots on your infrared camera all the time. So, do I think it works? Yes, I do think it works. And but I think it has to be in a controlled, very much in controlled environment. I think
Yeah.
it has
Yeah.
to.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. But I think if you get results and it's in a controlled environment, then it's working. It's what it
Yes.
should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think you would get a reaction. I like the fact that the one at the bar moved its hand towards one of our team leaders.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the special thing about it. Sometimes, would I say, this is a spirit in the doorway and then it picks it up? There's a borderline there that I would sort of begin to see it. It's good to have physical viewable experiments. Is it better to convince it? It is better
to convince skeptics.
Yes.
Yeah. There's some. I don't think you're ever going to convince some skeptics.
Yes, Christian.
You won't convince Christian at all, unless Casper come up to him and said, "Hello, I'm a ghost," and then he'd probably argue with it.
Yes, exactly.
Probably argue with it.
He'd blame it on some form of drug that he's on. Google infrared camouflage face ID. All mobiles use the same principle, so just need an app to give it the programming.
Yeah.
There you go. So that it could be within it. It could be within it. So, yeah, I just don't. I'm not a great lover of phone apps. Per se, I think we've had some good stuff with them, but it's very loose in my eyes.
Yeah, the times when I think it was a bunker. It was me and Kim, and we did have a group, and they were pretty skeptical people. And she was using the phone app voice word generator, and I thought this is going nowhere. This is going nowhere. But then it's all of a sudden it spelt out every one of that group's children's names, one by one by one by one. And I'm not talking Johnny. I'm not talking Peter. I'm talking names that you wouldn't associate coming up on that. That's when it works. I think, again, controlled experiment, that's when it works. And I think that's what you've got to look at. Yeah, we could all from a word generator make it fit to our story. But when it did that, like, I don't know, it was coming up with Rosie, then it'd come up with Abigail, and then it'd come up with something else. And they were saying, yeah, that's my daughter's name. Then it would go to the next, yeah, that's my son's name. And it went all around the group and didn't stop until it got every last one. That's when I think it becomes, it works. So I think spirit will affect anything that you give it to do so.
Yeah.
And then we make it, we make it do, then we can turn it into what we want to turn it into.
I think so. Yeah. I think we can. I think there's a fine balance, but I think we have to. I think for me personally, you have to make sure that you are controlling it. There's a controlled element to it, and that's why I like to say when I use these voice apps, what is my name? Say something within this group. Say a name within this group. And as soon as it says that, I do sort of sense that will then flow. But if it doesn't, then I don't pay it no attention. Do you still use Old Faithful like pendulums and dowsing rods, etc.? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
All events have got dowsing rods and pendulums if you choose to use them. I think they're quite good tools because it is, as I say, it's on the person's hands rather than the team leader's hands. So I quite like that, how that works. My best EVP, especially as Clear heard a girl's voice or a scary, deep murder in Hockley Woods.
Yeah.
Voice phenomena is great.
Yeah.
So sorry, Joe, I will pip you on that one because I still think the big announcement is probably the greatest EVP
Yes. Yeah.
that I've ever witnessed in my life.
Or the cash as well. Well, the bucket, that was pretty damn good as well.
But for me, I love to hear the voice. So yeah, all good. I suppose we move on to. I'm trying to think of a memory, and Kim's torch shows it can spit with anything electrics.
Yes, it can. Yeah, I totally agree, Joe. As we use it, if we use it in controlled experiments, it works, and I think anything would work.
The thing with torch is, yeah. Sorry, go.
And then playing devil's advocate, if you wanted to make a story fit to a word generating, you could. But if you're actually doing it properly in a controlled experiment, you'll get the results.
Yeah. Or electric can be prone to fault. Yeah, and I think with the torches is that with loads of the modern torches, you have to get it to work, you have to unscrew the end.
Yeah.
And if it's not fully fully locked in and it's loose and it's just making that flight, it will always look like it's happening. For me, the torch has to be a button on torch. I won't use anything else. It has to be a buttoned on torch. So a button on or a button off.
Yeah.
I don't like the torches that you can, you have to turn on, you have to screw an end. Because I think just right what Christian would say, it's prone to try and make a connection somewhere. Button on, button off for that experiment for me.
Yeah,
that's just how I see it on that one. Not to say it didn't work. That's not what I'm saying. It's my, and that's how I see it.
Torch was, that was very good though. That was very good. Yeah.
I keep seeing flashes, but keep forgetting it's firework night out there. What did Steph say? The voice box confirmed a name I was getting in Hitchin School basement, if you remember, Russ. Made me very pleased.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's Joe, there's no, there's no wrong or right. I say it's not, but for me, the experiment has to be a button on or a button off. No twisting one for me. Because I would say it's probably trying to locate a power source. That's just how I see it. But that's my opinion. It's not, what was the loud groan? I didn't get a groan.
I didn't get a groan.
I definitely didn't get a what groan? Did anyone else hear a groan? We've got 10 people. We've got quite a few people watching over on TikTok. So if you heard a groan, please let us know if it's coming from our end or is it coming from Joe's end. I don't think I heard a groan, to be fair.
I didn't hear a groan, to be honest.
If you are watching us on TikTok, please hit that like button, please. Let's get us to 6,000 likes over on TikTok. Please share. Let's get us up them rankings. I think that's how it works, but I don't really know. I didn't hear a groan. I do apologize for anything that was groaning. I can't help that groan for you there, Joe. No, Natalie said she didn't hear anything there. So, Joe, it could be possibly your end.
What are you doing, Joe?
Yeah, what are you doing? He hasn't come back, so he's either run out the door with his phone in his hand, or. But I'm trying to think of. That was me upstairs. Sorry, Si. I'm trying to think of a memory that that was that I not questioned. But I haven't, and the only one I can remember, and I think it's only come to me because Joe is in the chat, and I think it was the one at Harwich Fort. I do generally think that was the one at Harwich Fort. the first time we went there, we had Joe, me, you, Ryan, and Ross. Is that right? When
Ross was
the
Chris
very
there?
no, I don't think he was. Don't think he was. No,
Maybe.
no. And that's the only one that I can sort of think of a memory that we could question. And I'm only doing it for the benefit of the talk show, really, because it gives us a story.
Yeah.
So it was at Harwich Fault, and we was doing an investigation. For anyone that doesn't know Harwich Fault, it is a fault based in Harwich in Essex. It is a well looked after fault. I don't think it was ever used. It's an in-ground fault. It's got a dry moat around it, and off this little thing, it had loads of little rooms. So we'd been investigating throughout the night, and we at this point we was heading towards the cells, and we was doing our investigation. So I'll start off with in the cells. It's like a little, I suppose it's what, a 20-foot corridor, if that, 15 foot. It's got 2 rooms, and right at the very end there's a 3rd room. So you've got door, and right in front of you you've got a 3rd room. And we was in the 1st room, and we were calling out and, you know, doing your normal ghost hunting stuff. We heard a few things going on, but nothing concrete. Joe decided and it wasn't no disrespect to anything. It's all Joe did was stood the Bible up. That's it. It was laying down and stood it up to a standing location. We went into the 2nd room, and I don't think anything really happened in the 2nd room. I can't remember anything necessarily happening within the 2nd room. We probably heard things, but it was the 3rd room that when it all took a bit of a turn. And I remember exactly where everybody was standing. I was standing by the door. I had Ryan next to me. Ross was next to Ryan. Simon was next to Ross, and Joe was next to Simon. And we were sort of probably in like an L shape or a J shape from the door. I remember standing, and don't get me wrong, there was something around. We all felt the energy change. It was pitch black. It was.
We did hear shuffling coming up, didn't we?
Yeah. We heard
shuffling noises coming up. I remember.
We asked Spirit to come forward, and we all heard the shuffling or the walking sounds of an energy. That's all I can put it down to, as a walking sounds of energies coming up the corridor. Well, the next thing is all the phase. The next thing that happened was,
I think Joe said something about the Bible.
I can't.
Mistaken? I think Joe said, I make the Bible drop or something, because then I remember looking up and seeing lights. I don't know if Joe saw them lights as well. I confirm it, but there was lights on the ceiling, because I'm sure he said move the Bible in there or something like that.
Was it lights, or was it the red dots that we were seeing?
I saw. It was some sort of light anomaly in them cells. Yeah, that's it. He did make the Bible move, and that's yes. Thank you. Yeah.
So I remember all that happening, and then the next thing we knew, that for the benefit for the moment, we'll go with the story of what we felt at the, potentially what could happen at the time. We felt something come into the room, push us all back to the walls. Everyone screamed, everyone ran, and it was chaos. Yeah, I think everybody heard us because there was other investigations going on in the fault. Okay. I remember pushing Ross towards the wall and saying, calm down. Joe was out the door. Simon, I don't quite remember where you were. And Ryan
cut me arm. Remember?
Yeah.
New jacket. and it had gone through the jacket. So that's the force that was holding us on the wall.
Yeah.
Or
But
what was
Joe was gone. Joe was out the door before. I think Joe was on his third cigarette by the time we'd even got out the door. And bearing in mind, this was only probably about 10 seconds. But looking back, I think we can, playing devil's advocate, do I think something was in that room? 100%. 110%.
Yeah.
Do I think that something joined us in the room? Did it push us back? I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I didn't feel I could move quickly out. I was pushed. Something was holding me on the back wall.
Yeah, but that could have been.
Whoever that was. Yes, it does, actually. You're right, Joe.
Yeah, because I jumped 10 foot in the air. I remember jumping 10 foot in the air. But I think, and I suppose it's watching and listening to too many uncannies, to be fair, because it does put that. I think it does put that moment, of at that point, we believed at the moment of that happening, it was 100% spirit come in the room, pushed us all back, didn't like what the Bible said, anything like that. Would one really jump up? Yeah, I think you would. I think if you was to jump, but what I'm saying is at that moment, it would only take, because we was all around the door and the door was only about 4 foot wide, looking out the door, and it would only take one brush of a person. So, for example, if my arm hit Ryan and he was to jump and think someone's grabbing him, he would scream, and then it would be. I'm never going back there. End of that one. I don't. Great place. After the snotty email we received from them, no, I'm not going back. And it doesn't let me go back. But it only takes that one in that everyone was concentrating, everyone was intense, everyone was fixated on that sound and nothing else. It only takes one person to jump and scream, and then their arms go out, then that touches you. You jump because you think something's touching them. I jump because something's touching me. And then at that point, if your arm's back, it feels like someone's pushing you against the wall.
Got cramp.
Simon's got cramp. He hasn't drunk enough. Lack of salt. So I'm on my own for a minute while Simon sorts himself out.
I can hear. I'm still talking.
It doesn't let you go back. No, it doesn't let me go back. I have to be totally honest with this place. This place, Harwich Fort and me, does have a rivalry. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It doesn't. You think of what has actually happened on me trying to get to that place, and I think I've always blamed the actual location. I don't like the drive to the place. I think the drive is monotonous. It's all right when you get on the A12, but when you get off the A12 to Harwich, it is the most monotonous road. And if you get stuck behind something, no, I just don't like it at all. But I say that, the last time I made it, which was okay, but we still had issues there. The prime before that, my car broke down. We're talking about a brand new car with a fuel pump issue. Very odd. Yeah, I can't explain the place. But I think that is my only sort of memory that I can generally feel that I would say that I could doubt or question. Do I question there was something in that room? 100% not.
No,
Absolutely,
something absolutely joined us in that room.
100%, 100%. I should think that we've still got the. I should still think we've got the video somewhere. There must be a video of it somewhere.
Yeah, there is. It's at the end of one of our videos.
I don't quite know where the video would be. Doesn't let me look at all the videos, does it? But we've got quite a few videos on there now. Didn't think that. How many videos we've got? 109 videos we've got.
Really?
So it's going to be in the early days, isn't it?
It is, but it's back in the early days, yeah.
Sorry, guys, that was it must have been 11 years ago.
Bloody hell.
Because there's one on there from 11 years ago.
It is probably that one then.
Yeah, I think, yes, it must be. It could be the only one. Because it's the only one on there. So that would be on there. Now it's kicking in when I didn't even click on play. So, shush. Oh, go away. I've got to get it off now. But yeah, that's the only one that I could. Spiritual Awakening year 2000. What advice?
Yeah.
What advice do you have for me to encourage things to join me in my room? I'm not answering your questions, Christian. I'm not. Okay, because you will get me chucked off of Facebook. You will. But I'll get the ghoulies to come in and get you if you want. Spiritual Awakening, yes, 2012. Awakening with a Bang. I think it was. I think there was. I say I'm not sitting here and saying that what went on in that room was something didn't join us. Can I use Christian? You are naughty. No, do not use a spirit board on your own. Under no circumstances do you use a spirit board on your own. I know some people do, but I don't advise it.
Yeah, but they might be controlled as well. Those people have probably been using it for years. They use it on their own.
Yeah. But no,
I'll take you to another one then.
Right?
The place that I'm not going to mention where it is, because for obvious reasons, that place you won't go back to.
Yeah.
But again, that was neither a case of that version of paranormal and real life, didn't it?
Yes, but I can honestly admit that I was more scared of the living than I was the dead there.
Yes, I agree, but there was paranormal there. Definitely paranormal.
Yes, definitely.
As we sat in that church, we were getting things looking at us, and that wasn't human. That was paranormal.
Oh, I say I'm
spirit. Because I think it said something was missing. I can't remember what the actual thing.
But no, I say I generally feel I've got no.
The things that they just sit in the back of your mind. I think there's other things like wow strips. They sit in your mind. I mean, we often don't talk about probably the most evidence that you could probably get was Sarah Sidon Pate. And that affected a hell of a lot of people.
Could we use stop it, Christian? Stop it. I can't put your comments out. But the Sarah Sidon, but give the description then. What happened with the Sarah Sidon's plate? That to me was there was no, what do you call that, coincidence there.
Well, there was so much coincidence if it was coincidence.
Yes, definitely. I do think there was a lot of coincidence there. There was too much. You couldn't put it down to coincidence. That's what I'm trying to say. But so we was just coming out of lockdown. We was allowed to go on holiday. It was illegal for 6 people to be together. I think it was, wasn't it? Was it? That was the thing.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, you could go to a group of 6. Yeah.
That was it. So we did. Everything was okay. We got to Wales. We got to the most amazing location.
Were
We
in
did.
Wales, or were we in England?
I think it was Ross on Wye or Hay on Wye. Hay on Wye. Or
So we were
Ross
in
on
England,
Wye.
I think.
It was
I don't know.
either. Yeah, it was either or either. It was on the borders. I think we was in Wales because of the name of the house.
Yes.
It was like Hoog Gluden something. But we did, on the third. I remember the Thursday night we did the Journey Through the Unexplained talk show. We did it there.
Yeah, we did,
yeah. And then on the Friday we went to Gloucester for the day. We went into town. We went into the church, but we found this little antique centre. And Jay, a team member, I don't know if Maz and Jay are watching tonight. I don't know. But Jay bought a plate or a copper plate. Would you say it was a copper plate, wasn't it?
It was like it was a coated brass plate of with a picture of we didn't know, did we?
No. At the time, Maz was, did not want Jay to buy this plate. But he did. He got it for a decent price. And we took it back. We took it with us, and we took it back for this show. I think if you go back on this show, you will see the Sarah Siddons show live from Gloucester. It's still somewhere. So sorry.
Yeah, it's still live. Yeah,
it's still live somewhere. So we did the whole show with it, and it caused a little bit like what would you call it?
It affected Maz. It affected everybody, I think.
I don't think it affected Maz because she wouldn't touch the thing.
Yeah, but it did affect her because we made her touch it.
Yeah, but that was sort of like under peer pressure more than anything. Cy Fines has joined us over on TikTok. Good evening, Cy.
Hello, Cy. All right.
Make sure you go and give him a follow on all these platforms, guys. Cy has been a guest on the EGH Paranormal Talk Show. So if you are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, it is Cy Fines. That is SI hyphen, is it FINDS, the Thames Munlark. So go and give him a follow on all the platforms, guys, if you can. It'd be great. And we got the plate back, didn't we? And we was doing a whole show with this plate, and everyone was feeling something. There was an energy building, and we knew it was happening. And then we did a little bit of during the live show. It was we saw this name, Sarah Siddons. Who is Sarah Siddons? And then we linked it to Brecon, didn't we?
Yes.
We knew she was in Wales. Sarah Siddons was a famous actress or a theatre worker within the location, where we were staying. So it was quite okay. Good, we've got a plate.
And she was down in London, weren't she? She was down in London and very big in London. So
I'm sure she was a theatre worker, and
she was an actress. She was well-known actress at the time.
Yeah, but I think it was only theatre work, wasn't it?
Yes,
It would have only been theatre work. I think she was a little bit like the lady from Craig Wynos Castle, but I can't think of her name that bought the castle. She was very much that side of things as well. Very weird in the Welsh territories. But the strangest thing was the next morning, we didn't know this at the time. We went into Brecon, and it was absolutely teeming down with rain, and we stopped to look on our maps to see where we could go for breakfast. And I think it was either Jay or someone turned around, and out of nowhere, there was the Sarah Siddons pub.
Yeah.
That stood behind us. And we was all gobsmacked because we didn't know it was there.
Much coincidence, yeah.
And we'd been to Brecon, enough times.
Yeah.
Because the only place that you can get a breakfast in Brecon is the Weatherspoons, and Mads can sniff out as Weatherspoons from like 50 miles away. I know she's not watching, so I can get away with it. I don't think she's watching anyway. So, but that was so coincidental. And we went into the pub and asked the questions, and yet she was born in this pub. She had a room upstairs, which was just so weird. Jay's still got the plate today, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he looks after his flat.
I think it does as well.
Yeah.
I really do.
But it's things like that the memories are not ever going to make.
But it was the activity that we left the plate. We give her after we sort of that night in the cottage when we did the show. We left her on we left her on the table, and I know Sandra said morning to her every morning and good night, and it become sort of a little ritual for that weekend to keep Sarah Siddons with us.
Yeah,
and that's when if you remember rightly, when we was doing the séance on the Sunday night.
Yeah.
That I don't know if you remember didn't the table jumped about 20 foot in the air?
Yeah.
The box
Madness.
The box through, didn't it?
Yeah. And that had the clown in it because it had the clown, didn't it?
I don't think it had it was a box on the stool, wasn't it, that flew at us?
Yeah, but it was a clown box, wasn't it?
No, I think it was a Carlsberg box. Or a Carling box. I think it was one of the two. Yeah. But that flew at me and Henry at the corner of the thing. It flew at us. Sandra's mad talking to a plate. Yeah. And Sandra is mad. She talks to her tattoos as well. I know she ain't watching, so I'm hoping she does pick up on this and watches it tomorrow. So no. But no, it was an amazing. I say it was amazing just that weekend because I think we have once again,
that
it's
was
nothing.
Henry Fire, wasn't it?
Yeah, when Henry virtually set the whole cottage fire with smoke. Hey, I can definitely whip her out. Say, what? Come out to play, Mrs. A. Come out to play. But no, Sandra is mad. She's stark raving mad. She's a lunatic. But no, because this is where Sandra went into. So Sandra is quite good trance medium, and I think she had a good, didn't she, with the witch, or a. Remember the witch?
Yeah.
Of the area.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
It's all by the best.
Yes,
Sandra, can you remember the Sarah Siddons plate? You remember the seance? Can you remember the energy that which was it a witch that you was taken, like you tranced, Sandra? I know there's a delay in this, so I remember no, she was next to her because you tranced the energy of that gentleman, remember? Who
was doing all the.
His wife killed him, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, that's it.
But she had blatantly admitted it.
Yes, she did.
It was ask her to phone in. No, I can't because I use the phone for TikTok at the moment. So no. I don't remember when in trance. I remember Sai with the murdered man. Yeah. I'm sure it was a witch that you took on, or the lady who had the house, something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. I remember something loosely like that. I I remember Jay taking on something as well.
Yeah.
I remember Jay taking on something. So, yeah, that was crazy. But then again, it almost felt like we was just coming out of lockdown. I think we had a lot.
But then, I remember. Yeah. But then I also remember the one with Mr. Downs when we had something knock on the door. Remember the cottage?
Yeah.
Remember that, Joe? When something knocked on the bloody door? The dog or whatever it was. That was a crazy night when we were...
Yeah, but what cottage was that?
Oh, that was the one that was... Oh, God.
Because we had two and...
No, that was one in that big farmer's field when we drove over the lake and the little stream, and then you...
Right, so that was the second cottage of that week away.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Right, that was the second cottage of that
we
week.
went to Craig Wynos Castle, didn't we, as well at the time?
Yeah, it would have been around that sort of time.
And we did a Facebook Live there, and we got the girl with the injured head.
But if you even remember the first cottage we stayed in, the door went.
Yes.
The bathroom door went. It unclipped itself.
Yes, I do remember. Yeah. Yeah, it was in the kitchen. It was off the kitchen, wasn't it? And I think, yes, it did.
And that's when we went to Ostra-3, if I say that right. Remember when we was up in that...
Yeah, bloody yeah. See?
It's that castle top
that you forget.
And I do believe that we were picking up... people were hearing the airplanes going over, and there was no airplanes.
That's it.
The first cottage, the door would close on its own.
Yeah, that was weird. That sleeping up. Yeah, that was sleeping arrangements, weren't it?
Yeah, they had the biggest bed.
Look at that. We're on the same wavelength there. Mr. D, we were on the same wavelength there. He had the big bed at the end. Yeah, I got stuck in the middle, and you got stuck down the other end. Do you remember?
Yeah, but you was by the stairs.
Yeah, so I got out quick.
Yeah, we had the floor.
That's when we went to see that old workhouse as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I can't think what it is now. It begins with an L. It begins. Good evening, W Socket. If I say, he follows us on TikTok as well. He's been over. He was on TikTok at the beginning of the show with us as well. So welcome. If you've got any questions, we're just sort of having a memory down memory lane today, like talking about our experiences, what we've done.
Not the most sort of active, not the most the things that we tend to forget, and we really shouldn't, because there's been some, some of them cottages we stayed at. Some of them places
that first, I'm Dead's friend. Oh, yeah, we on TikTok, he does all the gaming stuff. So make sure you give him a follow as well, and give WSocket a follow as well, because I think he does a lot on TikTok and YouTube as well with his gaming. So make sure you give them all a follow, guys. Give them all the follows, because they've supported us in our journey. So we've got to give something back. So make sure they're we are returning the favor. So make sure you give them all a follow for us. Can we do an auction next show?
Can we do an auction next show? Yeah, what you auction?
Yeah, I would like to know. Right, what's the most interesting night you've ever had?
There's so many. Probably some of the best in Shepton Mallet prison. Don't know. Yeah, there is so many.
I'll say you've got Lisa in the chat, we've got Sandra in the chat, and I think we've got Joe in the chat. They've all been present with us at events in the past over the last sort of 13 years that EGH has been running. So tell us, put just a brief note of what your favourite experience with. It doesn't have to be with Essex Ghost Hunters. It can be your paranormal experiences. Mine, I would say I've got two that is ever on my mind. I think the most was when me, Joe, and Ryan, Simon wasn't there at the time, we went to Craigie Castle or Craig Wynos Castle, whatever you want to say it. And we went down into the cellar, and me and Joe turned down into sort of where the wine was kept. And I said to Joe, I remember saying to Joe, there's something not right with that box. And the box just flew towards us. It just come off the chair. It was right on the chair. And we looked, and the box, yeah, that's it. The box. I was about to say to Joe, I'm going to get my camera out. I was going to get my camera out because it just picked up off the chair and went for us. And we looked everywhere to try and find, what caused that. So yeah, that was one of my favorite memories. Being, I think we've going from the good. I think when we helped the child spirit at Kelvedon, I think that stays in my memories.
Yeah.
That was an amazing feeling. It was so
uplifting. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Like, what's the most scariest, but a memory that just sticks?
Scariest, but a memory is scariest. But I think for me, not the scariest is when the bloke walked across what I thought a person was walking across Shepton Mallet prison. I was smoking at the time, so I was having a fag outside. It must have been the first time we went. And I saw this person literally walk round the grounds to a door and disappear through a door. So much so that I went over, and they were in a caravan sort of bit out the front, and said, "You've got somebody walking around." And they said, "No, it's impossible. There's nobody walking around." So I said, "Well, he's just walked around there, and he's walked through that door." And the door was all barred up and locked. So that sticks in my mind. It didn't scare me because I just thought it was a person. If you'd told me it was a ghost and it was going to come that close to me and walk past me, then I might have been a bit more scared. But and that memory sticks, yeah.
And that's one of the got someone saying hi, Russ, on TikTok. Hi Alex, thanks for joining us tonight. We're just talking about what's made us scared and things like that. One of the things that I will say is the bunker. Remember, we all got chased out of the bottom. Yeah, Joe must have been reading my mind.
Yeah.
That was, for me, is probably one of the most scariest, where it chased us from the basement all the way into that safe room. If we called it a safe room, but we were trapped in the corner, we couldn't get out. It took a lot to get out of that room. So that was quite scary for me. Hold on. I've got to try and get back up. I don't know how to get it up. Hold on.
So you should have gone back into your sleeping bag, mate. That would have been the way to do it. Remember? Yeah. First night we ever went to bunker, we wrapped up in sleeping bags, mate. We were cool.
Lisa said it should be a data of experiences. That would be good. Shepton Mallet and the Sandwich Guild Hall.
Yeah, agree with those two.
I'll go on to the Shepton Mallet one in a minute. But the Sandwich Guild Hall, I'm assuming, Lisa, you're talking about that amazing table, the seance that we did, where that table lifted. And I've got no dents to shout it, but Mads was with us at the time, and her feelings were, she didn't feel her arm, and it could have been, we asked if it was Lord Nelson, and it could have possibly been. Shepton Mallet, I do believe, and now Langard fought. That was crazy night.
Crazy night.
If that was videoed, I'm sure Jay's talking about the box.
Yeah.
We were going to Peterborough Museum, so we can't wait to do that one.
Yeah, can't wait.
Simon, the balls on the floor at Amherst.
Amazing. And Sandra was there as well at that time, I think, Joe, because she was running the ball in the corner. And there was, we had a load of them cat balls, or there were balls of some sort, and they all formed. And every time we asked Spirit to move them, they moved them, and they moved them in the same formation towards the board, and towards the board every time. Henry's dad has actually filmed it. He's got it on film somewhere. Amazing.
I think it is on our Facebook page.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So, that was a fantastic night. Again, the things you forget.
We had a comment come in on TikTok. Alex, oh my God, get this. I have had a little spirit boy running around my house. He finally let me see him cried the other night.
Wow.
That's lovely.
Yeah, that is. Wow.
That's lovely. That's
lovely. Taking it switched on, and
you must be right in the game. So that's lovely though. Don't let him cry though. Make sure you're sort of helping him out there. And see what he did cry for. It was a really nice, and he plays with the cats and stuff. That's lovely.
Yeah, it's
a lovely thing. That is really nice. Sandra, Slough Fort has to be the top 5 for me. Base equipment, herself, pendulum rods. Every guest had an experience.
It was a crazy, crazy night. Crazy night.
I think we was all there this night. Right? The Shepton Mallet fight. But Lisa,
all in when they're missing. All in when they're missing.
Is that was a. But where was the where was it though? When was that the fight?
Oh, was it the first fight night or the second fight night?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So that what one, Lisa? First or second fight night?
Was it the one
where Sandra had to be restrained?
Yeah, was it between Sandra and Cheryl? I don't know if Cheryl was still watching, but it'd be great if Cheryl was still in.
The first one was Sandra against me. And you and Kim had to hold her back.
And Julie there that was crying. Jackie that was doing something.
Passing out.
Yeah. So was it first or second, Lisa? When all trancing the Sandra one. Yeah, but there's
two Sandra ones.
Were
you leaders or guests?
She didn't remember. Exactly. Restrained, is that an option? Yeah, all the time.
All the time, yeah.
My money's on Sandra's side. She didn't remember. I'm thinking it must be the second one. I was a guest. No, it must be the first.
One. It was the first one, yes. Yeah, you're right, Lisa.
No, but was Lisa a guest at the second one?
No. She looked.
I'm confused. Was it Lisa? Was it
Andy trying to throw Henry off the balcony? No, we all tried that.
Yeah, it did work. He definitely guests both times. Right. So did Lisa, this is the question. Did I start the group go by saying fight, 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 fight? Or did I get the bottom group to start chanting fight, 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 and being rebels? That's the second time. If it comes back as a yes, it's the second time. If it comes back as a no, it was the first time. So
it just shows you what.
Not that I remember. So it's the first time.
Yeah.
That would have been in Block C.
Yes. That was, yeah. everybody was experiencing it, and I was up, and I can remember, and I never, but I was telling Sandra to be quiet, silly bitch, what's she crying for? And that's when it all kicked.
Yeah,
And I was laughing,
that was
and I was laughing, and she wanted to kill me. And I know it took you and Kim to restrain her, didn't it?
Yeah, we had to literally lift her off the floor and take her out. But even on the second time, I don't know if it was Shepton or was it Shrewsbury, that one that was fight.
No, that was Shepton again. It's when we lost Julie Ray.
No, we didn't lose Julie Ray.
Pauline.
Pauline. Yes. And then we had it again. Sandra and Cheryl kicked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, honestly, it was, I was restraining people. That was the second time, Lisa, that one, when I got you to take Sandra away and I had to deal with Cheryl by the time Simon got to me. It was, it was all my fault. Don't get me wrong. It was all my fault. But I got Maz and Jackie's group to shout, fight. And it was crazy because I got in the middle of them, and I swear because Cheryl was behind me and she kicked me in the back of the legs and it proper hurt. It absolutely killed the back of my legs.
Who was the one the first time round we were all clapping and they were really getting annoyed?
Scott,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you did that to me. It was good, but it was scary. So there's Lisa's scary moment. It was. Jessica Locke is in the chat. Hiya, Jess.
Hi, Jess.
We was just talking about your brother, how he was trying to throw him over a balcony at the prison. So could you just pass that message on that we was talking about that, please? Cheers, Jess.
We were talking about Shepton Mallet.
Shepton Mallet, and we were trying to throw him over the top. Sorry we wasn't successful, though, Jess, just for your benefit, all right? Sandra was so possessed. Yeah. Sandra went
two times.
But the second time, it went on for a long time. And I thought she was in control of it, but it obviously was that borderline between not. But then Cheryl went. That was my fault because I went out. Jessica says, damn it. But I had to leave quickly to go and help somebody. And when I said, Cheryl, you take on this energy. And well, by the time I got back, that was it. We've got Loki's real wife watching. Hello, Loki's real wife.
Hello, Loki.
But no, it was quite intense, wasn't it? That was intense.
Both times Shepton have been very.
I think we're losing Simon again. It went a bit patchy, but you're back, I think. You back?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, you're back.
I said both times that Shepton have been really full on. Both times, I think.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. The deepest trance I've seen Sandra was in Toys Hill. Oh, you're going back then. I've got to try and remember that, Joe.
Yeah, and was it Lee that went as well?
Yeah, and Henry and Duncan, I think, was there.
Two of them went into trance. I think it was Sandra and Lee, wasn't it, Joe?
Yeah. I've got that documented somewhere, but I don't quite know where I've written that down. You know that?
Yeah, it was Lee, yeah. Really weird.
Yeah, that was a strange night. Shepton Mallet is very intense. Lee couldn't stop himself.
No.
Shepton, very intense. Yes, it is. It is absolutely.
That's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Toys Hill, I can't remember at all.
At the Bat Tower.
I remember the place. I can remember I can remember the dinner before in the pub. Yes, the lasagna was lovely.
Is that the one where you made me put Essex Ghost Hunters up?
No, that was when we went on an event. That was when we went on an event.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
This one we went on, didn't we? We
Solo,
went.
Yeah. But it's Churchill's place, wasn't it?
There was an old.
Yeah, old ruins. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an old ruins with the Bat Tower and You must remember. Yeah, I do. I remember exactly. I remember the pub. I could tell you where I sat.
What do you have to eat?
Lasagna.
Ah.
And it was beautiful. It was lovely. It was home cooked lasagna. I could even remember who was sitting where. As clear as day. I know Duncan was with us. Sandra was with us.
Yeah.
Joe,
Lee,
Lee and Henry.
Mm.
It was lasagna. See, I
What you have, Joe?
I remember it. But can I remember what went on after? I wish I could find my book because I have it written down.
Two of them tranced. Sandra tranced and Lee tranced.
Yeah, but what were they trancing? That would be my question because I can't remember.
No, too far back. I can't.
Yeah, I can't remember, to be fair. But it was a good night, different night.
That was good.
It was a different night. But no, we are coming towards Witch's Coven.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, it was. Yes. Getting it now. Tuning in now, see.
I can't remember it, to be fair. I can't remember it.
I tell you what, though, just before we close this, I do have a warning. I've had 2 nights on the trot now. Bad dreams about the bunker next Friday.
That's good.
No, it isn't.
Well, it means the activity's going
To be quite honest, things are walking through me to get to Paul.
Don't tell him that.
He ain't on it.
Well, you don't shit himself.
But they are. And I can't stop them. And that's really unusual. I've woken up at 3:14, 2 nights now on the trot with the same dream.
Well, if you tell him he ain't going to go, there's going to be people.
I ain't going to tell him. I'll tell him when he's there.
Yeah, but he's going to feed back now, and he's going to cack himself, poor sod.
No, I wouldn't tell him.
No, but you just told everybody on here.
Well, that's funny, isn't it? They're going to next week. I'll say what's happened.
Well, I hope
Paul.
nothing. Yeah, poor Paul. But no, we will make sure Paul is well looked after.
Paul will be looked after, but it's a horrible. It's not a nice dream because things are getting through me, which doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, if there was a internet connection there, I would definitely do a live stream from there. But unfortunately there isn't. So yeah, there's no internet connection, so I can't do much at all from there, unfortunately.
Always get your butt down there, Mr. Downs.
But no, thank you for everyone that has joined us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you all on and all your interactions, because without it doesn't work, this show sometimes. As you heard, that we are live at an investigation next week, so we won't have no show. And if we can do something, we'll try it. But as far as I'm aware, there is no way that we can get a connection.
Not from there.
There is no internet, so I do apologise. We'll try and do something, even if it's like a little video, and maybe put it in the chat. So I don't know. There's something that we might be able to do. We will try. But thank you for everyone that has watched tonight. As you can see, you can follow us on all the social media platforms if you want to keep up to date with any investigations, any events, anything that has gone on. You can follow us on Instagram, platform X. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok, Facebook. We're on everything that you can imagine. Just look for the little ghost logo that is situated all the way around. You'll see it. It is Essex Ghost Hunters. It is EGH Paranormal on TikTok and EGH on Platform X or something like that. So thank you for everyone that has joined us tonight for the Memories Show.
It worked.
It worked fine once I could get me memory to work.
Yes, yeah, that's the whole point of it.
That is the whole point of it. But no, thank you ever so much for everybody that has joined us over on Pulse Talk Radio tonight as well. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll be back in a few weeks' time. So stay safe, take care, and see you soon. Thank you for everybody that has joined us over on Facebook and YouTube tonight. As I said, we will try and do some live streaming. Not sure how it will work next week, but we'll try to do you some content as it happens, but not sure it will. So take care, everybody. Lisa, Sandra, anybody of the team that is watching in the chat, we will see you next Friday. Thank you for watching and joining in.
Just have me a cup of tea, Christian. And I'll be up.
I like that comment.
I don't think you should next week. No, I really don't.
He'll be fine. We'll sort him. So don't panic, everybody. Paul will be fine. All right. Take care, everybody. Stay safe and
Thank
see
you
you
for
soon.
watching.